Hello guys, welcome back. Sethonan here. This is the Daily Grind, this is DC Legends, and this is my main account. I'm still going to be recording videos for the step-by-step newbie guide, but so far it's been very repetitive. In fact, I stopped playing for around 4 or 5 days, and I'm starting again tomorrow when the second half of the Jay Garrick event is live. But I just wanted to throw a quick PvP video for this week because the price is going to be Brainiac shards. And a lot of people are asking if Brainiac is worthy, is Brainiac is worth the effort and whatnot. It's usually like this with characters like Brainiac. He's useful in a very reduced niche because you want somebody to keep Wonder Girl in check, but Brainiac cannot counter Wonder Girl directly, for starters. Now, the second is Brainiac only makes Wonder Girl teams even a bigger pain in the ass to deal with. And in fact, you're going to notice when you run into teams like this that your biggest problem is going to be Donna Troy instead of Cassie. Because by now you either have a Deadshot high gun with at least Legendary 1, if you have been playing for any amount of time and you are not a newbie, or you have some other big red at your disposal that you can use to deal with Wonder Girl Cassie. But then, if not, what you're going to have trouble with is going to be bad girl teams. Like, I don't care. My audience is very different from the whales. I mean, I'm not the guy you come asking, is such character worth it? Because I want to spend $500 maxing that character out. Because I feel that doesn't matter if you make $500,000 a year, and you can occasionally spend $1,000 a month on bullshit, or 10,000 because maybe you make even more money. I don't care. It's way too much money for pixels. Like, I don't know. If you can afford to throw that much money away on nothing, I don't know. Do something else. Take your wife, your spouse. I don't know if you are in a couple, same-sex couple. Take the other guy or girl in the couple and, I don't know, have a vacation. That's not money to throw away on a video game. So to me, speaking on those terms, no character is worth any amount of money. Like, if you could max out a character with $10, well, I mean, sure, by all means. You want to throw a 50 on Brainiac? Be my guest. Sometimes you spend more on a dinner and you get an upset stomach afterwards. But for hundreds of dollars, from my point of view, you don't need that kind of stress in your life. So no character is worth the money. Now, is Brainiac worth fighting for? If you are near a usable level, and by usable I mean at least a Legendary 1, even though Brainiac can work at rank 4, but I don't have him Legendary 1. I was kind of or whatever. I don't like the kit or whatnot. Been slowly gearing him up. This is one of my throwaway characters. I mean, for me, it's a throwaway character. So if you want to chase the meta, if you want to play with the big boys, if you have a gold to fight for top 35, and you're abusing the half gearing at gear 11, Give me a second. Give me a second. Be right back. My fucking cat is doing stupid bullshit again. Cries for 20 minutes to be left out, and then cries for 20 minutes after, immediately after you kick her out, to get back in. So, well, anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, Brainiac. If you are a meta chaser, if you are one of those guys who only works with the best tunes available because I like to play efficiently, then yeah, Brainiac is one of those guys you have to get, because it's going to go into the 8 tunes that you're going to be cycling over and over on PvP, because you don't know how to play and you have to be spoon fed the compositions to play. Then yeah, Brainiac is one of those guys for you. For me, I didn't see anything interesting. I have my ways of dealing with the other characters, and especially now after they rework Hal Jordan, Brainiac is only really useful if you have to go before the other guy. Like you're using a couple of very slow tunes and you need those 2 or 3 tunes to go before the enemy team on offense, and you want to be a pain in the ass when fighting defense. But you don't even have to have a legendary Brainiac for that, because that's his passive ability, give enrage immunity and 8. Well, in my case it's 8%, but it's 15 percent turn meter up to the team at the start of the battle when it's when this skill is maximized. So you don't really need, if your concern is or your excuse is, well, I want to fight versus bad girl teams that include Harley Quinn, Matt Jester, and I want to minimize the amount of RNG involved in that fight. You don't even need a legendary Brainiac to do that, because not a single one of his moves is can't miss. So it's BS that you are doing the legendary for that. Everything, I think his best one is this Might of Kolu, because if Brainiac has shields, then you get a percentage of using the same move twice on an additional random enemy. But you're pretty much gonna have to run Steppenwolf or maybe Dr. Fate along with Brainiac just to make sure that you can actually hit bad girl teams. And you're going to have to add can't miss tunes into your configuration. Now, what people really want Brainiac for, or what people really wanted Brainiac for, was because his leader skill has a 100% chance when it's maximized to put a damage immunity at the start of an ally turn, and that allows you to run more or less unchecked versus Wonder Girl teams. Because if you trigger her whip, then it's going to do 0 damage, though it's still going to purge your buffs. And I don't recall what the legendary upgrade for this is, but it's everybody starts with shields. He gives shields to the whole team when you upgrade this, because his passive, it's a very slow chance to call an assist on any attack Brainiac uses, but it's a very very small chance. So yeah, he's good. Brainiac is good when he's got legendary 2 and above, but you only really need him rank 4 if you're going to use him as excuse if you want to get him, and you want to not say that you're chasing the meta. With just rank 4, you can use him for Mad Jester countering. But he needs his leader if you want to counter Wonder Girl Cassie teams. So if you run into a bad girl with Mad Jester and Wonder Girl Cassie, then yeah, you kind of have to have Brainiac if you want to have a quote unquote easy win. But if you're not into that particular predicament, the Hal Jordan rework pretty much works the same. It gives you shields at the start of the battle. It protects through debuff immunity against random enrages. So there is that. He can call assist reliably, unlike Brainiac, who is percentage based. Now that Jordan has been reworked, he has a can't miss move again that also stuns and purges up to 10 buffs from the enemy team. And Jordan is way, way faster than Brainiac. So there is really, if you're pushing from Legendary 3 to Legendary 4 maybe, or if you are in this case like me, I only need 100 shards, so I'm just fighting for top 5,000 just to get the Legendary 1. If I don't get the Legendary 1, I don't give a rat's ass because I don't use Brainiac. But let's go into the PvP, because this is wildly different for different people. If you are one of those guys who has level 70 characters but they are not full gear 11, your pool of opponents is going to be very different from mine. In my case, every week is just a bore fest of meta team, and now that Jordan is back again into the meta, it's been somewhat easier, but also it's just adding shields to the current meta. Like, I'm fighting, I think this is world finest. Oh no, but he is top 100, I'm pretty sure. Most of the Court of Owls fuckers are around here. I have no beef against them, but they spend a lot of money and they don't bother for the most part on improving the actual gameplay. But they're just happy to have certain characters. Being able to Legendary 5 and Gear 11 attune on day 1 is a privilege so far. But anyways, let's see what the process is for a guy who actually has full Gear 11 and level 70 guys, and just how difficult it is to score. This is a thing that I'm against, because it doesn't promote varied gameplay. Like, any guy who started after the day 1 people, who gets to know like Sinestro is worthless, Superboy is worthless, most of the meta tunes are free tunes, so only by Wonder Girl, by Etrigan, by whatever, that have been chasing sales ever since launch, and that discovered that you get a lot of quote unquote easy fights if you only gear your tunes halfway to 11. Have a way different board like this. Very, very easy. I used to have boards like this when I was gearing up to 11, but I used one single gear too much, and then the magic was gone. But it's basically cheating, even though they say it isn't. But it's cheating because you get somewhat easy fights for a ton of points. Like, even if you only win 1 star, you are going to be making 12 points for each fight. So you can score faster, way easier. So let's go like this. And this is my beef with that attitude. Like, let's go below. Oh, oh boy. Dear God. It's like these guys don't even try. And I hate these guys because they're forcing me to use Donna and Cassie on the same team. I can't use reds. You know what? Well, mostly because most of my reds are just gear 10. All right, let's try this. Gets easier the more characters you have at gear 11, but it's a goddamn pain in the butt dealing with this because it's speed striker meta all over again. Wow, but you're winning. Why are you complaining? Because this is fucking boring. Now, Livewire there can possibly one-shot Arsenal. Almost certain. So everything is going to hinge on whether or not Wonder Girl misses. Because Wonder Girl can obliterate almost any toon in the game. Doesn't matter if they're rebirth. Yeah, and there you go. 4 turns, 1 fight. PvP in this game is a joke. Perhaps lately, the best team I have seen is one that Hate Mail designed that is completely stone. We have been missing a complete control composition for 2 years and a half, and if you don't find that ridiculous, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offend people, but you just don't know how to play. Because this is boring. This is not inventive. This is garbage. You want to know how garbage this is? And I can even forego Red Robin for this. But if you don't see a problem with a fight lasting a single round, a single move from each character, I don't know what can I do for you. Because I don't know. Most of this is just grinding for well, for PvP energy, really. And this is a full level 80 team because I should have killed that Hell Jordan. Jordan is not that tanky anymore after his rework. Yeah, full level 80 team. For the people that tell me that Wonder Girl Cassie is balanced because you can one-shot her with Deadshot in some other tunes. But what if I don't give you the chance to do that? I don't know. I find this boring. Sorry if I'm not running a play-by-play. That's mostly because these type of encounters don't really need an analysis. Right. This is going to be a drag of a fight. Yes, of course. New flavor of the month, Black Adam. And what's it gonna be? I can play the Strike, Counter Strike. Yeah, but this is my boring team for dealing. It's almost universal. It's only slightly worse than hate mails because it doesn't have control. And after turn one, it's entirely dependent on whether you could kill or not the other guys. Now, threat assessment here tells me that I should kill Black Adam first. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because Black Adam can completely destroy Soth. But we are way faster, and this is what pisses me off. We are still not out of speed creep meta. This is speed creep meta all over again. Just different flavors of the same thing. Just gonna force. Oh, I wanted. Well, this was lucky. And now I get rid of. Oh. Made a mistake. Well, let's rebuff. Let's see how much we can do. There goes and there goes the neighborhood. Yeah. Because you know what? Red Hood would be a very awesome leader if the other characters were more balanced. But how are you going to use it? Of course, you're going to go for area of attack guys that can completely destroy your character. Now, oh god, oh. We go like this, we go like this, but now we're going to try to get rid of that taunt. Oh, come on. Well, he's dead. Dead. He's probably gonna get whipped. Oh, nice. This is completely random. If she doesn't proc the death immunity, then you can kill her with Deadshot. If not, well, you can't, and you're probably gonna trigger a retaliation. But that's completely outside of the player control. Exact same team, 2 turns. Could have done that on the first try, but I messed up. And that's not the problem. The problem is that you have to have specific characters just to deal with that. Just to deal with that particular team. And if you don't have those characters, you don't have that pool of characters, then the game starts to feel unfair. Because it's easy for people to say, oh, well, you just use this and that. All right, how are we going to tackle this? This is hard. And it's mostly hard because it has Cassie in it. Urgh. Maybe if I had a Gear 11 Flash. Gee, how do we go about this? Because this is an option, but it's not a perfect option because it's random number generator. And my characters are not speedy enough. So both the Scarecrow and Bad Beyond have to proc on the same round. Well, at least the Scarecrow doesn't trigger retaliations with this because it's not a real hit. And let's try to get rid of this guy. Alright. Now I just have to go the distance. And this is how you know that there are different numbers to hit and it's not 100% because some characters still hit you even if they have 9 hit chance down. And Emerald Archer is one of those characters. To be quite frank, I'm amazed that that composition worked. But let's work upwards. Well, can't miss is useless against... Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we have to be boring and practical. You cannot kill me if I get to go first. And... you know, I block myself. This fight is like 5 times a day for me. And I always block the order. It has a specific order that has to be tackled in order for this to work. And the safest one is always get rid of the broken character first. And then get rid of the taunt and hope that she doesn't taunt again, motherfucker. That was weird. She usually triggers the double punch right away. Now it's probably... Oh, that was lucky. That was real lucky. That was super lucky. She usually just kills Soth or decides that she wants to do the AoE and that it's going to create for enough power to kill the team twice over. But that was very, very lucky. And oh, well, this isn't so bad. No taunters, it means everybody for himself. That was me. That was just cruel. Goodbye. Oh. Because some people think that I criticize the PvP system because I cannot win fights. That's not the case. I can win fights. It's just that it's very, very boring. And it's a fight like this. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, one of the whales. Oh. Well, I don't need you. And I also probably don't need you. This is going to require a completely different strategy. Okay, let's see. This is going to be trial and error, and I only get 2 energies to do this. So yeah, this is probably gonna be it. But fortunately, he decided to not use any character with area of effect attacks. This is going to be slow, 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 slow. Just trying to get rid of that shield. More buffs for everybody. Well, Hell Jordan Rebirth is garbage. I don't know why he's touted as being tanky, because Jordan is not tanky. Oh boy, what a gift! What a gift! Who put... Oh my god. I was worried because this was a high power team with... And I'm gonna kick its ass with just 3 tunes. Ah, boy, that was nasty. That was a rebirth one Larfleeze. What a waste of money! Okay, let's see. That's like 12 strength ups on Batman. Alan, let's see how you handle that. Pretty poorly. Boom. Boom, shakalaka. Boom. Yeah. Whatever. Zero awareness. And now more crit ups for Batman. Boom! Free tunes to the rescue. Like, you were asking me, is it worth to fight for Brainiac? It usually goes like this. Oh, well, you couldn't have used that composition if you were fighting a Wonder Girl. That's why you gear up better characters. I'm sorry. Maybe the boy, maybe you're climbing real fast and you're buying energy and you are winning all your fights with 3 stars, but your paywall tune is garbage versus free tunes. Just letting you know. Ah, now this is interesting. This is a challenge. You know, I hadn't seen a rebirth Grundy. And Grundy has this thing where he's very slow, and you don't give you are not worried about Grundy, except that he gets enraged, and then he just keeps getting tons and tons and tons of agility up, and the more you hit him, this is going to be fun. I'm going to enjoy losing because I'm certain I'm going to lose. It may not look like it, but Poison Ivy has one of the meanest basics for reds. It's not very high damage, but when it decides to crit, oh boy, it's something. You don't want to be a boo in front of Poison Ivy when she decides to start working herself up. Now we have to stun or get rid of Swampy first. Because if you don't, then Grundy has this tendency to soak up critical ops. And you don't want to get critical by Grundy. You just don't want to. This is a free one. Oh god. That Emerald Archer. Oh! Batman's leader procced. You see, there's an awareness on Donna Troy. It's very very rare, but it happens. Just very very rare for it to happen. I mean, in a real fight. When you're fighting PvE, it happens all the time. Let's protect ourselves. Ah, there you go. Oh, it doesn't have crit immune. Big mistake. Crit immune is a must Why did you take the taunt and not take the crit immune? Now everybody's gonna get ton of bleeds. You know, if this looked easy, that was because these guys weren't upgraded properly. But this is a mean fight. Like, people ask if Emerald Archer is worth it. Yes, he's worth it. Get him to Legendary 4. If you can, get him to Legendary 5 so you can switch him in and out of leader. It's wonderful. It's a kick-ass tune. Does way too much damage. I know he looks like garbage when you start out, when you're a newbie. And he does beautiful damage with everything, with the AoE, with the basic. But when you get him to gear 10 and then to gear 11 and legendaries, legendary 2, legendary 3 and above, like instead of rebirthing Larfleeze, I will have rebirthed Green Arrow 100 times better. I mean, the guy can already almost one-shot blues with just his basic, and then he goes invisible. And he has death immunity. He does everything. He was the original I can do everything tune, and I can do it better than you. And as a leader, if anybody critics, does a critical strike, that's meter down, strength down, and agility down at the same time. It's a monster. It's a monster tune. Like, well, I already gave you 8 fights at full gear 11. And let me see what my rank is. I'm already top 1500. Let's look at the entry point for top 100. Today is already Friday. This is like 3 or 4 a.m. I'm getting ready to go to work. I just wanted a quick fight because somebody was telling me that has charts and everything. Yeah, but entry point for top 100, it's going to get tough next Monday, but it's already Friday. And there's the Blitz coming up later tonight. There's Dulof. Way to go, man. And seriously, if you want to score high on the PvP ladder, you have to play differently. You don't do 8 fights in a row like I just did. You just go for the 14 points, or if you have 20 points fights, you only play those and you reset the board and try to look for other ones. And you have to spend gold that way. And that's the cheating when you only have gear, because you get entire boards of at least 14 points. And chances are that half of your fights are going to be 20 pointers. So maybe you can't 3-star every fight. But if you get a full board of 20 fights and you 1-star the full board, that's 120 points that you're going to be scoring. However, if you are in my position, or you are one of the whales that has level 80, legendary 5 and rebirth tunes maxed out, full gear, your boards are going to be 6 pointers with a few 9 pointers sprinkled in. So your maximum number of points is going to be 60, maybe 75, for the same 10 energy that the other guy who is half gearing, not completely leveling up, not completely legendary their characters, is going to score a minimum of 120. So instead of having a clear advantage, not in points, but in defensive capability and offensive capability, you just uh, you just push yourself to the ground when you are a whale in this game. Like, yeah, like that guy who has a legendary 4, Alan Scott, on day 2, you say, oh, I wish I could do that. That poor guy is probably below me on the ladder right now because I haven't seen him at top 100. Or we are very close, pretty similar, and that's not fair. Like, they're already throwing money away, even if they can afford to spend 10 times what they are spending. They are getting less product for more money. That doesn't make any sense. Like, my usual stance versus paying players is fuck them. But that's usually because they get the special characters that you cannot obtain if you don't buy stuff with money. And they get clear advantages, like imagine that Wonder Girl Cassie was exclusive for real life money, not gold, real life money. Then we have a problem. But we don't. Everybody gets access to the same characters. Yeah, I'm not seeing this guy, Boyo da Boyo, Multipollo. I don't know what his name is, but I haven't seen him. Or there's hate mail. Like 700 points above me. So we are not really that far away. I just don't have the stomach to compete like this anymore. There's Sheriff Lobo, my old nemesis, 1,000 points above. He's probably trying to rebirth this guy. The only positive thing is that Jordan is again in the meta, and it's having some variety again on the leaderboard, but it's still Deadshot, Steppenwolf, Batgirl, Deadshot, Steppenwolf, Batgirl, Jordan, Batgirl. Couple these ones intriguing to say the least. But that's not the team. That's Brainiac, Wonder Girl. It's Batgirl without the Batgirl, but more annoying because now they go before you. So you have to bring the mirror match or something capable. It must be this one. Yeah, it's still a nasty composition. Zero imagination, just go for the guys that can one-shot everybody else. But whatever. There's still Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and half of Monday, 3 days and a half before this PvP week ends. And projecting a 28 to 2900 trophies for the actual ranked 100, for the bottom of the top of the leaderboard, to get those 310 pieces. And that's up to you as a player. Do you want to invest maybe 8,000, 10,000 gold just to rank top 100? Do you have the time to make the push in the last 2 hours to sit in front of your screen or with your cell phone well charged in your hands and prepare to play non-stop for 2 hours just to fight for rank 100, do you find that fun? Will it make you happy? Will it make you feel fulfilled, realized? If the answer is yes, by all means, my boy, go ahead, chase that meta. In my personal case, I just don't have the patience to do that anymore. Doesn't make me a better person, doesn't make me a worse person. And as such, I'm content with getting just 195 shards, which is going to be enough, I guess, for Legendary 1. And maybe, well, I would rather just play a heroic challenge and get as many shards as I need. But that's me. That's me. So don't let me impose my ideas on you. But this was PvP, real PvP, with Gear 11 characters versus real guys in a variety of teams. So there you go. That's what you're going to find when you go Gear 11 and you get more than 8 characters at Gear 11. This is what your boards are going to be looking like. This is already top 1500. If I buy energy and I refresh right now, what I'm going to get is a lot of atrocities, because this is still top 5k. This is still manageable. So you want to cry to me about that one team that I cannot defeat, that's unfair. Well, look at my boards and then tell me it's unfair. Well, with that said, I thank you all for your time. I enjoy very much that you're watching my videos, you're watching my channel. So remember to subscribe, leave a comment, leave me suggestions on how to improve the channel, how to improve the content. And we'll be seeing each other the next time. In the meantime, click on that little bell that informs you when I upload new material, and keep grinding on.